Welcome back to WrapRecap. Today we'll be covering Season 1 of Jujutsu Kaisen. Yuji Itadori, a really fit high school student, just wanted to hang out more with his grandfather, who was the only family he had left. But then something really sad happens. His grandpa passes away early in the story. Right before he goes though, he tells Yuji something super important. He says that Yuji should help others as much as he can and live without regrets. Now there's this guy named Megumi Fushiguro. He's still learning to be a Jujutsu sorcerer, and he's here to show us this cool fighting system called Jujutsu. It's all about using cursed energy to do sorcery stuff. Megumi's job is to get back a super powerful cursed object. This leads him to face the scariest curses and cursed objects around. The story gets tricky when Megumi finds out that Yuji gave the cursed object to his friends in the occult club, without knowing how dangerous it is. Megumi rushes to tell Yuji, but it's too late. The club opens the cursed thing, and guess what they find? A creepy purple finger. Suddenly they're attacked by a bunch of curses, and Yuji's friends are in big trouble. Even though Megumi tries to keep Yuji out of the fight, Yuji can't just stand there. He remembers his grandpa's advice about using his strength to protect people, so he jumps into the battle. Things get really intense, Megumi is hurt badly, and it looks like they're in serious trouble. In a desperate move to save Megumi, Yuji does something risky. He eats the cursed object, thinking it will give him powers. But, oh no. It turns out that cursed object is one of Ryomen Sukuna's 20 fingers, and Sukuna is a super powerful cursed king. Now Sukuna takes control of Yuji's body, and things get really messed up. Megumi is determined to save Yuji, so he fights hard, but he's getting more hurt, and it looks like they're in big trouble. Just when things seem really bad, their teacher Gojo, who's the strongest Jujutsu sorcerer in the world, shows up in a dramatic way. A big fight goes down between Gojo and Sukuna, and guess what? Yuji, the guy hosting the powerful curse, somehow manages to regain control of his own body. Gojo steps in, puts Yuji out of action, and takes him back to Jujutsu Tech, the school for training sorcerers. In a straightforward talk, Gojo gives Yuji two tough choices. Either get executed right away or eat all 20 of Sukuna's fingers, which would mean both Yuji and the curse inside him would die at the same time. It's a heavy situation, showing that Jujutsu is not for the faint-hearted. To see if Yuji is up for it, the school's principal, Yaga, puts him through a tough test of his determination to become a sorcerer. Yuji passes, earning a spot at Jujutsu Tech, but the quest to find Sukuna's fingers is tricky. Some are super powerful, while others are hard to detect. Gojo believes Yuji is like a magnet for the fingers, drawing them right to him. Then we meet Nobara Kudasaki, who clashes with Yuji and Megumi at first, but turns out to be a strong force against curses. Their first mission is to save people and check out a cursed womb at the prison. The assistant director hints that the womb could turn into a super strong cursed spirit. They learn about the cursed spirit's hierarchy from grade 4, easy to beat, to special grade, almost invincible. The trio is warned not to mess with the curse if it gets active. Their only choices are to run or face certain death. Against the tough special grade curse, Yuji decides to confront it directly, while Megumi rushes to save Nobara. In the intense battle, Yuji loses control to Sukuna, who unleashes a powerful move called Domain Expansion, ultimately beating the strong enemy. During the intense battle, the special grade curse, holding one of Sukuna's fingers, gets consumed by Sukuna. After winning, Sukuna becomes curious about Megumi's abilities and starts fighting him. In a shocking move, Sukuna rips out Yuji's heart, thinking Yuji will die when he regains control. Sukuna underestimates Yuji, believing he's too scared to take back control. But surprise, Yuji defies expectations, regains control, and ends the battle with his own death. Following Yuji's death, Gojo, Mitsuguchi, and the more come up with a theory. Gojo thinks higher-ups in the Jujutsu world planned Yuji's death because they wanted to get rid of him. Gojo knows he can beat them, but thinks it won't bring the change he wants. so he becomes a teacher to shape the new generation. Back at Jujutsu Tech, Nobara and Megumi mourn Yuji's loss. The story shifts as second-year students Maki, Zenon, Toge Inumaki, and a talking panda named Panda show up. They invite Megumi and Nobara to join a competition with other Jujutsu schools. Meanwhile, in Yuji's mind, he talks with Sukuna and makes a deal. Sukuna will restore Yuji's heart in exchange for using his body for 1 minute. After agreeing to the deal, Yuji wakes up unexpectedly in the morgue. Gojo is thrilled at Yuji's return and tells Shokugiri, the school's sorcerer and doctor, to keep it a secret, making everyone think Yuji is still dead. Gojo takes this chance to train Yuji in secret. As the story unfolds, the main bad guy of the season, Sagura Gato, a once powerful Jujutsu sorcerer turned evil, takes the spotlight. Gato gathers a group of cursed spirits to plan how to deal with their main problem, Gojo. In a secret meeting, Gato suggests using an item called the Prison Realm, warning Jogo, a powerful cursed spirit, that facing Gojo directly would be dangerous. Jogo, excited about fighting Gojo, supports Gato's plan. Gojo gives Yuji an unusual task. He has to watch movies while holding a cursed doll that attacks if Yuji gets too emotional about the film. While Gojo goes to meet Principal Yaga, he gets attacked by Jogo multiple times. Jogo thinks he beat Gojo, but Gojo comes out without a scratch. Excited to face an unregistered special grade curse, Gojo fights Jogo and shows his unique ability, Cursed Technique Reversal Red. He explains that there's infinity between them, making Jogo unable to harm him. Gojo teleports Yuji into the fight to observe and learn. Gojo tells Yuji about domain expansion, a way sorcerers ensure their attacks always hit. Gojo creates his own domain called Unlimited Void. Before he can finish off Jogo, Hanami, another powerful cursed spirit, shows up, rescues Jogo, and distracts Gojo and Yuji. This interruption stops Gojo from getting rid of Jogo right there. Hanami takes Jogo to the cursed spirit's hideout at a beach, where they meet Gato and the mysterious Mojito, another special grade cursed spirit. Jogo agrees to Gato's plan to trap Gojo in the prison realm on October 31st at Jujutsu Tech. Meanwhile, at Jujutsu Tech, Megumi and Nobara meet Oitoto and the students from Kyoto Jujutsu High, including Maki's twin sister Mei. Toto's actions lead to a fight with Megumi. Toto shows his strong skills, and Inumaki appears, using his unique cursed technique, Cursed Speech, which makes people obey his commands. The clash between Toto and the others stops when Toto decides to leave with Mei. Maki shares with Nobara that she can't generate cursed energy and uses glasses to see curses. At the same time, Gojo has a tense talk with Gakuganji, the Kyoto principal, hinting that the new generation of Jujutsu sorcerers could change societal norms. A month later, a horrifying incident happens. 3 teenagers are brutally killed in a movie theater by Mojito. This sets the stage for Junpei Yoshino, a heavily bullied student seeking revenge against those who tormented him. Unaware that Mojito killed some of his tormentors, Kento, a strong sorcerer, investigate the murders. They trace Mojito's footprints to a rooftop, where they face 2 cursed spirits. Nanami realizes these curses were once humans mutated by a mysterious ability. Meanwhile, Mojito guides Junpei to the sewers, explaining the origins of curses. He reveals that cursed spirits come from the cursed energy emitted by humans, and shared fear can create powerful curses. Mojito encourages Junpei to embrace his killer instinct. While Yuji and Megumi watch Junpei, Nanami battles Mojito in the sewers. Mojito shows off his abilities, but Nanami aims to end the fight before 6 p.m. Nanami traps Mojito by collapsing a wall, abruptly ending the battle. Afterward, Yuji and Junpei meet and bond over their love of movies. Junpei lies about the theater incident, claiming he saw nothing. As Yuji leaves, Junpei confides in him, expressing his belief that humans don't have hearts, with an exception for Yuji and his mother. Exploiting Junpei's emotions, Mojito places a cursed finger near Yuji's mother's body. Gato and Mojito plan to use Junpei against Yuji, causing all students, except Shota, Junpei's bully, to to fall asleep and manipulating Junpei into attacking Shota. Yuji arrives at the scene, desperately trying to stop Junpei's actions. He learns about Junpei's mother's tragic death and promises to find the true culprit for justice. Manjito steps in, turning Junpei into a grotesque creature before Yuji can stop it. Yuji pleads with Sukuna to help save Junpei, but Sukuna heartlessly refuses, laughing at Yuji's pain. Sadly, Junpei succumbs to the transformation, fueling Yuji's rage against Mojito. Nanami joins Yuji in battling Mojito, both determined to defeat the curse. During the fight, Mojito reveals his domain expansion, self-embodiment of perfection. In this domain, he captures Nanami, seemingly accepting his impending defeat. However, Yuji breaks into the domain just in time. Despite severe wounds, Mojito escapes before Yuji and Nanami can land a final blow. After this intense encounter, attention turns to the upcoming competition between Jujutsu Tech and Kyoto Jujutsu High. The Kyoto students, including Ultimate Nekomaru, Nishimiya Momo, Kamo Noritoshi, Kasumi Miwa, Mai, and Toto, arrive at Jujutsu Tech. Gojo's unexpected entrance surprises everyone, especially Principal Gakuganji, who's furious to learn that Yuji is still alive. Principal Yaga outlines the competition rules: enter a cursed area, eliminate a grade 2 curse before sunset, without killing each other. However, secretly, Gakuganji instructs the Kyoto students to target Yuji as Sukuna's vessel. The competition begins, and Toto attacks the Jujutsu Tech students. While initially battling Yuji, Toto discovers common ground and friendship over shared tastes in women. As other Kyoto students try to harm Yuji, Toto steps in to protect him. The intense battle unfolds as students engage in various skirmishes during the competition. The sorcery world reveals even more extravagant powers. Mechamaru, initially seen as a formidable entity, turns out to be a puppet controlled by a physically weak sorcerer named Kokichi. Despite his frailty, Kokichi uses significant cursed energy to manipulate the puppet. Panda, another participant, has a unique ability. He has 3 cores in his body, and all 3 must be struck to defeat him. The story dives into the complexities of Maki and Mei's relationship as sisters and the influence of sorcerer families. The Zen clan, to which Maki and Megumi belong, controls Maki's promotion as a jujutsu sorcerer, preventing her from taking the family's leadership position. Meanwhile, Megumi clashes with Kamo in the school's temple. Kamo uses his family's ability, blood manipulation, while Megumi employs the 10 shadow technique, summoning 10 different Shikigami using shadows. In a surprising twist, a flashback reveals that Principal Gakuganji had sent a cursed spirit to eliminate Yuji, but Hanami from Mojito's group kills the cursed spirit, thwarting the plan. Inumeki intervenes, using his cursed technique to make Kamo and Megumi flee, and teachers rush to help the students. A protective curtain prevents Gojo from entering the area where the students are. Under the curtain, the students confront Hanami, who declares their goal to protect plants and eliminate sorcerers. Inumaki uses his powerful cursed speech against Hanami, causing damage but showcasing Hanami's strength. Despite efforts from Megumi, Kamo, and Inumaki, they struggle to inflict significant harm. Megumi and Maki team up against Hanami, but their efforts are thwarted when Hanami launches a cursed bud sprout at Megumi, posing a lethal threat. Before Megumi can retaliate, Maki steps in, preventing a potential tragedy. Toto and Yuji join the battle, using their unique abilities. Toto's Boogie Woogie technique allows him to switch positions with others by clapping his hands. Together, Toto and Yuji overwhelm Hanami. As Hanami plans a last-ditch effort with domain expansion, Gojo shatters the surrounding curtains and uses his Hollow Purple technique, assaulting Hanami. Although Hanami escapes, they bear severe wounds. Mojito successfully recovers 2 sets of special-grade cursed objects: Sukuna's fingers and death painting wounds 1 through 3, previously sealed away by Jujutsu Tech. In response, the schools decide to halt events and engage in a baseball game. Meanwhile, the Kyoto and Jujutsu Tech principals discuss the conundrum presented by Yuji's existence, contradicting Jujutsu sorcerer rules. Megumi, Nobara and Yuji investigate 3 murders near their apartment complex. The victims shared a common middle school, leading the trio to explore the middle school for answers. They learn about incidents under a notorious bridge, and Mr. Takeda, a school staff member, shares a story about 4 missing students found under the bridge with no memory of the previous night. The group heads to the bridge, where Megumi reveals his painful past. His sister was one of the students who jumped off the bridge years ago. Gato and Mojito implement a new plan, selecting one of the 3 cursed wounds and feeding it to a human. Determined to protect his sister, Megumi decides to exorcise the curse at the bridge, keeping the true nature of the case a secret from Nobara and Yuji. He discovers an unfinished domain under the bridge. Despite Megumi's initial attempt to handle the situation alone, Yuji and Nobara arrive, realizing they are in the presence of Sukuna's finger and 2 newly resurrected cursed wounds, Azo and Kechizu. Azo pulls Nobara out of the domain, with Kechizu and Yuji following Megumi inside. In the battle, Megumi defeats the targeted curse, but the domain persists. A special grade curse emerges, challenging Megumi. Reflecting on a conversation with Gojo about bringing out the best in himself, Megumi recovers and opens an incomplete domain expansion, successfully exorcising the curse and retrieving Sukuna's finger before passing out. Meanwhile, Yuji and Nobara face off against Kechizu and Azo, struggling to evade Aso's poisonous blood ability. Mojito and Chozo, the 3rd death-painted Wom, engage in a heated argument about the world they envision. Mojito desires a world where cursed Woms live for each other. Nobara steps in, addressing Kechizu and Azo, acknowledging their strength but asserting herself as a formidable opponent. She uses her technique, linking the 2 brothers together by stabbing herself, causing mutual injury. Amidst the chaos, Nobara successfully kills Kechizu, only to realize that he is not merely a curse but also part human. Azo attempts to flee, but Yuji, with Nobara's assistance, catches up and eliminates him. As the trio reunites with Megumi, they grapple with the question of what to do with Sukuna's finger. Megumi hands the finger to Yuji for safekeeping, but Sukuna takes advantage, opening a mouth on Yuji's hand and consuming the finger. With this act, Megumi, Nobara, and Yuji have all vanquished their first special grade curse. Toto and Mai advocate for the trio, along with Maki and Panda, to be promoted to grade 1 status. The recommendation is accepted, marking a significant milestone for the group. Now equipped with grade 1 status, Megumi, Nobara, and Yuji, along with their companions, stand ready to face any challenges that lie ahead in the dynamic world of Jujutsu Sorcery. That's it from this video. If you want to watch more recaps like this, then press the subscribe button and like this video. I will see you in another video. Till then, bye bye.